Hey guys, welcome to UKDiver and welcome to this next video in the macro series. So I thought I would give you a little update on the other bits that I've done to the camera since I last spoke about it, and I also want to talk to you about this, which is the video light that I've chosen. If you remember right back at the start of the series, I was talking about different video lights that I was thinking about getting. Well, as it turns out, I didn't buy any of them. I bought this one instead, and I think this was a recommendation by one of my subscribers. I think his name is Hedonist222. I apologise, I'm sure it's Hedonist something, but thanks for switching me on to this, guys. I had a look at the Backscatter YouTube channel. I researched this quite a lot, and this is the one I decided to go for. So I'm not going to do like a full sort of demonstration about what this does, because Backscatter do a fantastic job of selling that themselves. I'm just going to talk to you about what I think is good about this light, what I like about it, and also some of the downsides, some of the things you need to think about if you're thinking about buying this in the UK. So anyway, let's get on with it. Okay guys, so I thought I'd start off with the camera rig itself, because there's been one or two changes there. Firstly, I've had to buy a new tripod, because this is my original, let me get this out of the way, this is my original Joby 3 kilo tripod. I've had it some years and it's just died, it's just lost its, see, it barely holds its own weight up anymore, and it was certainly pretty useless holding that. It just wouldn't hold it. So I think it's stiffened up a bit now again, but as soon as you get it wet, it just goes, well, a bit limp, I've got to be honest. It's not very good. So anyway, that has been, I've renewed that and bought basically the same one again. It's the Joby 3 kilo one that was actually nicely on sale when I bought it. So this is that, and as you can see, this one is much better, much stiffer, and double bonus, instead of being sort of black and this like dingy grey, it's now black, dark grey and red. Okay, so the wife's very impressed that now that matches as well. Much happier. And of course, I have to do a massive shout out to my friend Brian from Brian Davis Scuba, a link to which I will leave up there, because in here, I don't know if you can see that, I have got Brian's screw. So again, on one of the previous episodes, you will have seen that I wasn't very happy with the mounting options to mount this to this particular tray. So what I needed was a bespoke bolt that sort of came out of the top here a little bit further. I sort of measured it up, sent it over to Brian, and Brian very kindly made me one up. It's made out of phosphor bronze, so really spot on, but it does the job absolutely perfectly. And now there's our direct mount from the Joby tripod straight into the base of the camera through the tray, or removing the need for that adapter that I bought. So I am very, very happy with that. Thank you again, Brian. Shout out. Go check his channel out up there, because he's just setting up a new camera system as well for his GoPro, or lighting system anyway. So check that out. I did say, for those that do watch, and I apologise, I did say that if I got enough interest, I would have a batch of those made. Unfortunately, only 2 people said they needed one, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to end myself up with 23 extras just for the 2. So if you do need the drawings or the sizings that I took, take it over to your own manufacturer or own local precision engineer. It won't take them long to knock one up, so I can send you the drawings over. So just drop me an email, ukdiveruk@gmail.com, and I will send you over my rather pathetic drawing. But it was obviously good enough for Brian, so it was all good. So anyway, that's it on sort of the camera front. Ooh, one thing I will mention while I'm here, I have decided I'm going to get the second arm. For the simple reason is it is quite nice getting in here, and I am able to hold it like this. I think it would be more stable once I've got it recording to hold it like that. So I am going to go for the second arm. Unfortunately, the only place that's got any in the UK is a little website, and I emailed him and said, have you got me in stock? And he says, yeah, I've got them in stock, but I'm on holiday till the end of July. So I'm going to wait till the end of July. So 2 or 3 weeks to get that. But it's on its way. Anyway, let's get on to the meat of the matter, which is this. This is my macro wide 4300 Backscatter video light, and it is very cool. Now, I will leave a link up here to Backscatter's video about this product, and I can honestly say, yeah, it's pretty accurate, to be honest with you. There's nothing on the video that I dispute. There's some bits that I want to clarify, because I think they're maybe not telling you the whole truth, but anyway, we'll go into that. So obviously I bought this because I'm going to be doing macro videography. So this has got the wide beam option, which is very nice at 4,300 lumens, hence the 4300 designation. And it also does a little macro light. The other good thing I liked about this light was the option to get the snoot, the optical snoot, which I bought at the same time and is really, really good. So how this works is just there is a nice rubber bit there and it just sort of wiggles on. Okay, like that. Job's a good one. Looks like some ray gun from the 60s, doesn't it? Not doing that again. But yeah, so I wanted the optical snoot because obviously I want to do macro, and it was all very cool. Now, this is just sort of one piece. There's nothing moving on it apart from the little clicky sliders that I've got over there. I'm not going to bother fetching them. And the only criticism I'd have for this is those slidey things. They come and they're about this long. They are negatively buoyant, but they just come with like this long bit of cord, really thin cord, and I didn't know what to do with them, to be honest with you. Putting them in a dry suit pocket, they were going to get lost. They were, and chances of getting a replacement slim to bloody none. I've just tied them up and put bolt snaps on them, and I'm just keeping them on my chest D-ring. So that's what I'm doing with them. But yeah, a little bit faffy. It would have been better if they'd sort of put some holder perhaps on this to put them on. So maybe something to think about for the next iteration, but quite happy with this. The torch itself, quite happy with. One of the functions that they don't say about that I'm really quite impressed with, I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a nerd on this one, is when you switch it on. Now, a lot of torches have a long press. Yeah, you press and hold the power and it comes on. The problem with that is if it moves around in your dive box on the way, it's pretty easy for that to lean against something and switch on. You get to the dive site and find that your bleeding torch is flat. This is quite a novel little way of doing it. What you've got to do is press it 5 times in pretty rapid succession. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it'll switch on. Now it is a long hold to switch off, but you don't want to be doing that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 every time you switch it on. So what you do is you just use the plus and minus buttons. You keep pressing minus and it goes into like standby mode. The little LED flashes and lets you know, and then when you want to bring it back to life, you just press plus up to the power that you want. Okay, and then when you want it off properly, you press and hold that, and then it switches it off. I think that is a really clever, really sort of user-friendly way of making sure you don't accidentally switch this on. Having it on standby mode, again, I've accidentally left it on standby mode during a service interval. It really doesn't seem to have used much power. All that happens is that little LED flashes. And I think, to be honest with you, I think after so long, it auto switches off anyway, because I'm pretty sure I'd forgot to switch it off, remembered a couple of hours later, and oh Christ, went to go and get it and it had already powered itself off. So I think it does, but I've not confirmed that. So if anybody does definitely know, leave a comment down below. But really, really a clever little feature. My biggest problems with this are not really to do with the torch itself. I think this is pretty solid as a product. I've found it very nice and easy to use. It does what it says on the tin. For UK diving, I'm not sure how practical or useful the red LEDs are, but I intend to take this abroad with me, so I'm sure I'll get some use out of it there to prevent the swarmies. I don't know if we have swarmies in the UK. We don't do a lot of night diving over here, but it will get used, I'm sure. So the torch, I'm pretty happy with. What has been a bit more of a pain in the butt, unfortunately, are the batteries. So this torch, as you see in the video here, okay, this torch has been built around this particular battery, which is the NL2150HP from Nightcore. Now, when you get the torch, you do get 2 of these and get them in this nice little box because, again, they make this big thing about not traveling with it in the unit and certainly, you know, certainly not air travel. So they do give you this nice little box to keep the 2 in. The problem I've got with these batteries is, one, they're huge, okay? They're 5 amp hour batteries, which is good because it gives the torch a strong and long run time. The problem is they can take an absolute age to charge. Now, Backscatter themselves kind of admit this, and their recommendation is you buy another charger, then just put 1 battery per charger, and then basically you double the charging speed there or thereabouts. The problem with that is you've got 2 chargers. Those particular chargers that they supply are not USB, they come with like a fixed power adapter plug. So you need 2 outlets to do the 2 chargers and all the, you know, space and luggage space and everything that takes up. And it is still not super fast. So, you know, even if you're doing one at a time, the average charge time on that is 2.5 hours to charge a battery. So if you are doing, say, a liveaboard or something like that, you're gonna have to be pretty sharp on charging these batteries again and again and again. So, you know, obviously what's the sensible thing? Well, you buy a spare set, don't you? So you cycle them, okay? Problem number 2 in the UK that thankfully, people, okay, you can bow down later, I've sorted for you, okay? So, you buy a spare set. The problem was you couldn't get them in the UK, okay? Nightcore UK did not stock these batteries as standard, so it was kind of like, ugh. Now, the only other place I could even find some in the UK was eBay, and to be honest, if they were genuine, then you can call me Mr. Pope. So anyway, I got in touch with Nightcore UK, explained the situation, explained that these were now for sale in the UK, and that they specifically require this battery. Spoke to a lovely girl called Olivia. Now, she did say they had some batteries the same, but they weren't the 5,000 milliamp hour, they were 4,000 milliamp hour. And I said, no, I want the 5,000 milliamp hour. So anyway, she said that she would kindly get some ordered direct from the manufacturer in China. True to her word, Olivia, 8 weeks later, 6 or 8 weeks later, emailed and said they come in stock. So I bought one. In fact, I didn't buy more than one because I want to be a bit odd. I bought 2. And there comes the second problem, guys. These things, phenomenally expensive. £30 each. £30 each. So right here, I've got 120 quid's worth of batteries, which just blows my mind. Unfortunately, when you buy from Nightcore, you just get them in this little blister pack. There is no little sexy carry case to carry them around in. So what I've bought, and these are just off Amazon, some little like silicone sleeve things that, you know, you just sort of wrap them in. So again, they can go in my bag individually, making sure they're not going to short out or cause any explosions or anything like that. So hopefully the airlines will be absolutely fine with those. So that was that sort of issue. I really wasn't happy with buying another charger, okay, and then having to have another 3-pin plug and, you know, all that kind of stuff to go with it, because it's just, you know, more and more space in your case or in your rucksack into it. So again, I spoke to lovely Olivia and said, you know, this is my problem and how do I solve this? Anyway, she gave me this solution, which again, not super cheap, but works. So what she recommended was getting this particular charger, which is the UMS2. Okay, so it is an intelligent charger. It's got a funky little screen that tells you everything that's going on. It gives me like loads of information I don't really understand, but it just tell me when it's full or not. So this charger will charge 2 batteries as fast as the 2 chargers that Nightcore recommends. Does that make sense? If you use the original charger and put 2 batteries in it, it takes about 5 hours. Okay, so that's the difference. So the single battery in the single charger, this will charge 2 batteries at the same speed as that. So you basically, this is twice as fast as the charger that you get originally in the box. Okay, as long as, you do have to buy another bit of kit, as long as you buy this little fancy plug, which is the Qualcomm Quick Charge 3.0. So you've still got to have one 3-pin plug. I mean, this is USB. So at a shove, you can plug this into a USB and charge. It doesn't charge as fast, it will be slow, okay, but you do have that option. Whereas with the charger you get with the torch, you don't get that option, okay? It only takes the adapter, so a little bit more flexible. So I think this was 40 quid and this was a tenner. So it is another 50 quid, but it saves you taking another charger, another adapter, another plug, and all that kind of stuff. The other bonus thing I like about this, or the other selling point, is this will charge anything. Okay, this will charge standard AA batteries. It will charge any battery that you care to chuck at it, because it's an intelligent charger and it knows what you're plugging into it. Which means that my 18650 batteries that I take from my Spazcam helmet, this will also charge quite happily and rapid charge at the same time. So buying this, I've actually saved myself taking another 2 chargers, so I can do everything with this one. Okay, so I know that was quite a lot to go at, guys, but that was it. So like I say, the torch I'm really pleased with. I think it does what it says on the tin and I like it. I just think the faff with the batteries, I mean, you won't have to have that faff, because like I say, they are stocking these as standard now because they can see that there's a market for it with this torch. A couple other things to note for this torch: the only place you can get this from in the UK at the moment is from Underwater Visions, which is run by a chap called Alex Tattersall, who is a really nice guy and sorted out a couple of problems that I had with this when it turned up, mainly that it turned up with a US charging plug, which is obviously used an ornament over here in the UK because we don't have adapters for that kind of thing. So he did ship me an adapter out for the old charger next day, so that was really nice of him. Thank you very much, Alex. But it does turn out that I got rid of it anyway, so I really need it in the end. The other thing I'd like to say about the backscatter stuff is I was watching Brian's video. So again, Brian, who did the screw for me, and he's just bought some Orca torches. And gotta say, Brian, there was a hell of a lot of plastic in there, mate, wasn't there? There was everything had its own little plastic bag, which is very, very plasticky. This, by comparison, came with absolutely zero plastic. The only bit of plastic that come with it is either the plastic, which, well, I think it's Delrin, that the body's made of, and then the end of the plastic was that. Everything else was in like little cotton woven bags. All the cardboard seemed to be sort of recycled or recyclable. So absolutely 10 out of 10 to Backscatter for being good on the packaging recycling front. So yeah, hats off to them. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's the torch that I'm using. That's a quick update on where the rig is, and all I can say is I'm hoping to get out and do a bit more diving if the weather gods allow, as and when my thumb gets better. So that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions or anything at all, please leave them down below. But other than that, guys, I'm going to leave you alone. All right, I'll see you later then, guys. Bye-bye.